Jó estét! Nem teszem le a telefont, uram.
This is Hungarian YouTuber Not Me. He is an urban explorer who went to document a massive abandoned steel factory in the city of Miskolc. What was supposed to be a routine exploration video suddenly turned into a brutal confrontation. It didn't just become the most disturbing video on his channel, it also raised serious questions against the local Hungarian police.
Azt mondom, hogy kapcsolt ki a telefon, miért nem kapcsolsz ki? Mi? Miért nem kapcsolod ki?
Ne haragudjon, uram.
Miért nem kapcsolod ki?
Na jó, szóval srácok, itt vagyunk a Lenin kohászati művekben, és be fogjuk járni az egészen lenyűgöző területét, ami kicsit apokaliptikus. Remélem itt nem megy el a stream, szerencsére nyitva van. Van egy akna, nem kéne beleesni. Jó, tegyük fel, hogy nem szakad le. És bent is vagyunk. Yippee!
Not Me was broadcasting everything live on his channel, which makes the events you are about to see completely real and unstaged. To give you some context, this wasn't just a single isolated building. The Lenin Metallurgical Works was practically a massive industrial city. It was a sprawling maze made up of multiple factories, separate building complexes, and long private roads connecting them all. After shutting down, this entire sector was left completely abandoned, turning into a dangerous, decaying wasteland.
Elkezdjem berohadni, beomoljon egy-két szint, és akkor már meg lehet kapni rá fixen a bontási engedély, akkor is, ha műemlék védelem alatt áll az épület. Ez a taktika az létezik. Itt a könyvtár bejárata. Hát gyerekek, nagyon rossz ezen lépni.
After exploring the library, Not Me exited the building and started heading into the other sectors of the factory. He had been wandering inside the complex for about half an hour without any disturbance, until he suddenly crossed paths with a local stranger who stopped him.
Pont jókor kérdezi. Szóval ja, igazából ez ilyen ez a téma. Jó napot! Videózok. Nem lehet? Hát most az állított épületeket szeretném. Mert nem akarom, hogy az emberek felismerjenek az utcán, mert videókat csinálok belőle. Hát szórakozásból. De megmutatom önnek az arcomat, tehát teljesen korrekt. Megnézheti a táskámat, nincs benne semmi.
Nem nézel ki egy bajkérdőnek, de a biztonsági szolgálatban beleít, azt most mondom előre, hogy ők nem fognak kérdezni.
Rendben. Szép napot!
The stranger's warning meant one thing. Whoever was watching this place wouldn't just ask questions. They would take direct action. But just like in horror movies, Not Me ignored the warning and walked deeper into the factory.
Nem tudom, hogy kamerán mit ad vissza a dolog, vagy így felvételen, de nagyon-nagyon jó hangulata van a helynek szerintem. Így élőben. Szóval aki szeret urbexezni, mindenféleképpen ajánlom.
After hours of wandering around the dead complex, Not Me finally reached the factory's abandoned power plant. And this is exactly where things started to go wrong. While looking up at the old building, his eyes caught a small detail attached to the upper wall, something that did not belong there.
Igen, ez még mindig élő. Még mindig élő. Technikai szünet volt. Ezt a nagy erőművet fogjuk megnézni, mert ha jól tudom, ez egy erőmű volt, de ott van fönt egy mozgásérzékelő, ami egy váratlan fordulat, mert eddig sehol nem volt semmi. Szerintem így besétálunk a másik oldalon.
Out of the entire factory, this was the very first motion sensor Not Me had found, and he was about to learn exactly why it was placed on this specific building.
Ez egy kazán. Aha, ott van benne az a hőálló fehér tégla. Na, egyébként itt tök nagy fény van még. Elteszem a zseblámpát, hogy legalább az nem erüljön. Ja, ezek kazánok. Ez fix. Aha, valaki jön. Jó napot kívánok! Ne verje ki a kezemből. Rendben. Tessék?
Lépjél ki.
Hova?
Kapcsolat ki.
Na várjuk, ne. Most jöttetek?
Mit csinálsz tétben? Mit csinálsz
Videózok.
tétben?
Szerintem megyek, uram.
Nem. Mit csinálsz tétben?
Megyek.
Trying to avoid trouble, Not Me slowly backed away, but the masked man pulled out an expandable baton. Things just got physical.
Hogy tessék? Jó, csak kérem, azt tegye le már, arra nincsen szükség. Meg tudjuk ezt beszélni szerintem normálisan. Rendben, leteszem. De elmegyek, uram, hát.
Nem? Állj meg itt.
De nem állok meg.
Állj meg mindössze.
De nem fogok megállni.
Állj meg itt.
Ne haragudjanak. Megvárom a rendőröket, ha jönnek. Mi történik? A bejáraton?
The man ordered Not Me to walk towards the entrance, following close behind. But halfway there, a second guard stepped out from the shadows. Now, he was being hunted by two men.
Help! Guys, mi történik? Tudom, tisztában vagyok vele. Nyilván nem etikus, nézze. Nyilván nem etikus, hogy itt vagyok, de fotózni lehet. Nem? A bejáraton, ami arra fele van. Nem flagmázok. Jó, de én kisétálnék most. Rendben, de levenni a... Értem, de levenni a maszkot, uram, mert ez így elég fenyegető. Én is levettem. Most. Nyilván. Chat, mentsetek meg.
Trapped in an empty factory with two aggressive strangers, panic set in. With no way out, Not Me begged his live chat to call the police.
Srácok, valaki hívja rám a rendőröket, asap.
The two men kept pushing him forward, cutting off his escape. And then, things got worse. Out of nowhere, a car sped directly towards him.
Jó estét! Nem teszem le a telefont, uram. Ne fenyegessen.
When the chase began, Not Me was already exhausted. He had been walking for over 5 hours. Tired, in pain, and out of breath, his body simply gave up. He couldn't run anymore.
Jó, na.
Kapcsolt ki. Kapcsolt ki.
Légy szíves.
Légy
Jó,
szíves, kapcsolt.
leteszem.
Szóval kapcsolt ki, utána beszélünk. Kapcsolt ki.
Lekapcsolom. Engedjen el, lekapcsolom, megígérem. Ha elenged, lekapcsolom. Hello!
Jó, csak vigyük fel.
Jó.
Semmi.
Felállhatok, lekapcsolom.
Jönnek a rendőrök. Jó. Ki vagy te? Még egyszer kérdez. Senki. Hogy kérdez? Ilyen, de hogy te annak számít, hogy ezekbe. Akkor miért nem? Saját területemben azt mondom, hogy kapcsolt ki a telefon, miért nem kapcsolsz ki? Mi? Miért nem kapcsolt ki?
Miért nem kapcsolod ki?
Már le van.
Egyszer szóltam, miért nem kapcsoltad ki a telefont? Ha? Kérdeztem valamit. Miért nem gondolkoztál? Mit képzeltek ti az urbexes gecik, hogy bejöttek a területemre? Mi?
The livestream ended the exact moment his camera was destroyed. Notme somehow managed to escape the factory alive, leaving with only minor injuries. When the livestream surfaced online, many viewers showed no sympathy, constantly mocking him for trespassing. But then, a few sharp-eyed viewers started pointing out strange details in the footage, details that changed everything and forced me to rewind the tape and dig much, much deeper.
Azok a Fallout raiderek egészen biztosan nem szimpla biztonsági őrök voltak. A reakció és a küllem erősen alvilági. Vajon mit csinálhatnak ott, ha ennyire agresszíven lépnek fel egy behatolóval szemben?
A rendőrség nyilván pontosan tudja, hogy mit gyártanak ott bent, amit őriznek ezek a jó emberek. Most miattad költöztetheti mégis a droglabort?
De ezek nem örök voltak, az 200%. Vipera és maszk használat tilos.
Azt mondja az egyik pali, mielőtt bebugol a hang, vagyis mielőtt ralep a kamerara. Lekapcsolom, mielőtt jönnek a rendőrök. Nagyon fontos kiemelni.
Hát a maszkos biztos nem biztonsági őr volt, kötve hiszem, hogy símaszkban őrzik a telephelyeket. Az valószínűleg látta a live-ot, odament maszkkal, meg egy viperával, szólt az őrnek, lebeszélte vele, hogy segít neki elkapni Notme-t.
Droglabort találtál tutira. Vipera alapjáraton, Böri Magyarországon.
When you look closely at these comments, things finally start to make sense. Two armed men hunting him on foot, and a car speeding in to cut off his escape, just to trap one single guy in an empty ruin. It becomes clear this wasn't just about trespassing. They were protecting something. In a new video, Notme explained what happened after the stream ended, and the details are very disturbing. Normally, if someone walks onto private property, a regular guard just wants them to leave. In the footage, Notme was already walking away peacefully to exit the factory, but the men still chased him down. Their main goal wasn't to kick him out. It was to destroy his camera and the evidence. They also carried a metal baton, a weapon completely illegal in Hungary. Adding to the suspicion, a motion sensor was active in only one specific spot inside that huge, empty factory. This level of anger wasn't about protecting an old ruin. It strongly points to a hidden drug lab operating right there. And the most disturbing part was the police arrived over an hour late and actively discouraged Notme from filing a report. Because of this, many viewers, and even Notme himself, started to believe that the local police might be involved.
Ami nagyon érdekes a rendőrök oldaláról, hogy segítőkészek voltak, ugyanakkor mégsem. Tehát igazából arról próbáltak lebeszélni, hogy miért ne tegyek feljelentést, mert a végén még éjjárok pórul. És még azt is írták, hogy a kiérkező rendőrök korruptak voltak, és hogy ugye azért nem segítettek a rendőrök, mert hogy ők is benne vannak a buliban.
But again, these are just theories. Without legal proof, we can't make direct accusations against anyone, but the footage is real. What do you think they were really hiding in that factory? Let me know in the comments. Dan Bell is a highly respected and trusted urban explorer who runs the YouTube channel This Is Dan Bell. He documents empty, forgotten places, and his videos are completely real. Unlike many so-called urban exploration channels, he doesn't create fake or staged environments just for views. But on September 5th, 2015, Dan uploaded a video of an abandoned asylum, where something deeply disturbing actually happened. But before I show you his exploration, you need to know the dark history of this location. So, once upon a time, this massive house was an asylum for intellectually disabled children. It wasn't a place of healing. Families quietly left kids here who couldn't take care of themselves. They lived in complete isolation. For many, this building was the only home they ever knew. But in the 1990s, the facility was suddenly shut down. While some were transferred to state care, many were simply dumped onto the streets. Kids who had grown into adults with severe mental disabilities and zero survival skills were forced out into a world they didn't understand. Now, keep this story in the back of your mind, because in just a few moments, you'll realize exactly why I told you this. Dan started his exploration. He was just walking through the empty rooms, looking at whatever was left behind. But a few minutes later, he heard footsteps upstairs. Now Dan is a very logical guy. He didn't panic. He just assumed it was a wild animal. And it makes sense. It's very common for animals to make their homes in abandoned buildings. But when he went upstairs to check, there was nothing. Dan assumed maybe the animal just ran away. So he brushed it off and kept exploring other rooms.
Shit! Fucking battery exploded.
Out of nowhere, his camera battery just exploded. It was a completely random and strange technical glitch. Dan took a moment to swap the broken battery and get his camera running again. Once it was fixed, he decided to head up to the next floor. And that is exactly where things started getting sinister. Did you see it? When Dan stops walking for a moment to show the layout of the rooms, a shadowy figure can be seen on the door. Standing inside the room, it even moves its hand. But Dan's focus is somewhere else. He doesn't notice the figure at all. After showing the hallway, Dan just turns around and starts walking up the stairs. For the next 2 minutes, Dan continues to explore the upper floors. The building is a complete disaster. The carpets are buried under torn folders, empty VHS tapes, and broken ceiling tiles. It looks exactly like what you'd expect from a place that's been abandoned for decades. But as he walks through the rooms, things started getting even weirder. When he is about to enter the room, look closely at the door on the left. Right through that empty doorknob hole, a dark figure is staring directly at him. The moment Dan steps into the room, the figure quickly pulls away to avoid catching his attention. But once again, Dan has absolutely no idea. His attention never goes to the hole in the door. He just keeps filming the empty room and continues his exploration. He kept moving to the next floor, and that's where he entered a room and encountered something deeply disturbing. Lying across the tiles was a massive, dried crimson stain. It looked incredibly old. It sounded like a rat moving. But that sudden noise was enough to scare Dan to his core. After a few more minutes of exploring other locations inside the asylum, Dan safely walked out of the building and returned home, without any more encounters with that thing. When Dan finally got home and started editing his footage, that's when he noticed the shadowy figure standing in the doorway, the one he had completely missed while filming. Realizing that someone was keeping an eye on him the entire time was enough to disturb him. But, like I mentioned at the start of this case, Dan is a logical guy. Remembering the dark history of the asylum and how those kids were dumped onto the streets in the 90s, he came up with a theory that actually makes a lot of sense.
Hey everyone, this is Dan Bell, and I want to give you my opinion on what I think was going on. I think that a former patient has returned to this facility, to this house, and is living here in one of the rooms upstairs. While I was filming, I kept hearing something running around. It sounded like a person, but I'm always one who's like, well, it's an animal.
Even though this theory made complete sense, it is still an incredibly unsettling thought. Dan finished his edit, changed the video title to Super Creepy Abandoned Children's Asylum, and uploaded it to YouTube. But when the video went public, the viewers started noticing two very specific timestamps, details that Dan missed, and honestly, things that even I missed. The first happens around the 10-minute and 14-second mark. Dan is on the stairs, casually running his fingers across a metal safety wire mesh. Look down at the bottom of the stairs. A figure can be seen silently watching him from the dark. It looks like they are wearing a hoodie. And the exact second Dan drags his finger across the wire, making a noise, the figure quickly pulls back and hides. But the second timestamp completely breaks Dan's theory of this just being a disabled former patient. It takes place during that exact moment where we thought a rat was moving in the background. One viewer left a comment saying, "Swear to God, someone says I was shot right there." Why would a patient whisper those exact words in the dark? Was he just trying to scare Dan? Or was this person not a former patient at all, but something else entirely? Give me your opinion in the comments. This is psychopath Kenny Lee Thomas, who owned a ruined, fire-damaged factory in Wichita, Kansas. A massive, rotting maze that most people knew to stay away from. But in April of 2021, Kenny was arrested for shooting the young explorers who had secretly entered his building. YouTuber and urban explorer named Jared Coker went to explore this abandoned factory secretly.
Ah, yes, there she is.
Okay, I'm in. But I'm like hearing noises and stuff.
Almost immediately after entering the building, Jared starts hearing strange noises. It feels like someone might already be inside.
Wow. This is insane. Alright, that opens. It's fortunate. Look at this stuff here. Oh, locker room. See, that's what I'm talking about. Every now and then there's just weird noises and bangs, but...
As he moves deeper into the rotting structure, the noises continue. Almost as if someone is keeping an eye on his every move. Soon, he wanders into a pitch-black corner of the building, where he finds something genuinely unsettling.
What the heck? These are all bones. Oh, there's more of them here. They're all over.
Seeing this kind of scene instantly triggers the worst thoughts. But remember, this used to be an industrial pet food plant. Finding bones scattered here is actually completely normal. After exploring for a while, Jared makes his way to the upper floors. Looking down through a shattered window, he notices a red car pulling up to the factory gates.
Uh-oh. There's a car right there. I can't figure that should be too much of a problem for me though, because the way I'm going to go out is completely circling around here like I did to get in, so... Oh, they're out of their car. Oh, they're coming in the gate. They're coming in the gate. On second thought, I might just want to wrap this up a little quicker here. I want to see where he goes though. Oh, here he comes. Yeah, if I'm going to leave here, I'm going to need to know exactly where he's headed towards. Oh crap. He's really coming all the way in here. He's opening the second gate.
This man is none other than the owner of the abandoned building, psychopath Kenny Lee Thomas, the exact same man who, in just a few short hours, will be arrested for a point-blank shooting. The red car drives deeper into the property, completely disappearing from Jared's line of sight.
I really do gotta get out of here now. I don't like that.
Jared makes the smart decision to get out of there immediately. But just as he begins his escape, he spots the car again.
I think I see where he drove through. It looks like the same red car. He lives on a house right over there on the property.
Through the shattered windows, Jared catches another glimpse of the psychopath.
Oh God. Someone's right out there.
The man is holding something heavy in his hand, but from this distance, it's impossible to tell exactly what it is.
What do I do? I couldn't tell what he was holding. Oh my God. Was that a gunshot? I think it was. He had something in his hand too. It must have been a gun.
He is holding a gun. And in this situation, if that psychopath sees anyone inside or around the building, he won't hesitate for a single second to shoot.
I don't know where he is.
The psychopath has disappeared again. It's impossible to tell if he went into another building or if he's roaming the exact same one Jared is in. Hiding isn't an option because the owner knows every single corner of this factory. Jared's only choice is to sneak out as fast as possible.
The worst thing is I don't know where he is. I've got several different possible ways I could get out of here. But I don't know which side he's on, so I don't know which sides to avoid.
Jared finally spots a small window. He checks outside, and for a brief second, it seems like he actually got lucky. The psychopath is nowhere in sight, and Jared manages to slip out of the building. But finally that thing happened which he was afraid of.
Whoa, whoa.
Stop right there.
Whoa.
Who else is with you?
Oh, it's just me. You scared me to deah.
Okay, get over there now.
What?
Sit down. Give you handcuffs.
Huh?
Put them on. Got it?
Okay.
Either I can put them on or you can put them on. Take your pick.
I've never put on handcuffs before.
Just put them on each side of you. How's that? Put them in front of you. That way you can carry them in front, okay?
What's going to happen?
What? What's going to happen is the police is going to come and then you take your name and they'll get you for criminal trespassing. It's nothing these days. It's a lot better than me shooting you, isn't it?
Was that what I heard?
Yeah.
What'd you shoot at?
Shoot it. See people, I shoot at them.
There
If
was
they
no-
run, you shoot. There you go. Just be cool. Nothing will happen, okay?
All right.
I shot one guy this week. The other one. It's all right. I'm not gonna shoot you. don't you see? She said something says use of deadly force. What do you think that is?
I thought that was kids spray paint.
No, that's me telling you I'll shoot you. Nobody else is with you, right?
No, it's just me.
Okay, if I see somebody, I'm going to end up probably shooting them.
Oh no, if I were with someone and I know you shoot people, I would have gotten them.
Okay. I just don't want, you know, they scare me, I'll shoot in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's just life.
After handcuffing Jared and delivering a point-blank death threat, the psychopath actually calls the police himself. They stand outside the factory together, just waiting in the dark. An entire hour and a half goes by.
And that's where it cuts off. We got into his car and drove around to the front of this giant factory to wait over at the front entrance for the cops to come, of course. And it took the cops at bare minimum an hour to an hour and a half just to show up. So the cops finally show up, but actually before all that happened, while we were still out front talking, all four of us, we were seeing two silhouettes of a couple other kids headed towards that bridge to go down and under to get to the factory the same way I did. And this dude literally looks at both cops and tells them if he sees anyone else in there tonight, he's just gonna shoot him. And obviously the cop said, please don't do that, but I couldn't believe he looked two police officers right in the eye and said he was just gonna go shoot people. Either way, that's the last I really heard. They took me away, off to the local county jail, and once we get there, the guy cop is asking me all the usual kind of cop questions and stuff. We're sitting in the parking lot, and this is about 15 minutes later. I hear a call come in over his radio, and that call is a shooting at the exact same location they had just taken me from, because that psychopath literally went in there and shot at those two kids. Now,
the police immediately arrested him. The two teenagers he attacked were 17 and 19 years old. He fired his 12-gauge weapon 6 times. The only reason those teenagers survived is that the weapon was loaded with birdshot pellets rather than lethal rounds, and where they were struck is just too disturbing to tell here. After some basic questioning, the police finally let Jared go. As for that psychopath, he told the court he was just scared of trespassers. Since the teenagers survived, he avoided the heaviest charges. He was only convicted of aggravated battery and walked away with just 2 years of probation. Ekrem Uyseler is a real estate investor. On January 2nd, Ekrem and 4 other members of his team went to check out a distressed property in southwest Philadelphia. Their plan was simply to gauge how much work it would take to rehab the house. But just as their head construction manager was about to walk up the stairs to the 2nd floor, one of his co-workers spotted something, and they stopped him right in his tracks. The stairway was covered in shattered glass. Knowing something was very wrong, the men pulled out a phone and started recording.
Look at this one trap right here. Look, you know, the wire, right, that goes up.
Look at the nail over
knife
there.
system.
Oh my god.
Dude, that'll
Look what
fucking
is in
kill
there.
somebody,
Look
bro.
what is in there, the knife. Right there, right there. You see the wire?
You don't see the knife up there?
Right here, you see this wire going over here?
Yeah, that's fucking scary.
It's going right to your heart.
It's on a fucking crutch with a knife.
Look at here, see the string?
Oh, don't fucking move. That's a booby trap.
Scott, see the string?
See, they put some the broken glass over here. You know, so when...
See the string?
Alright, here you got it.
Yeah. Oh!
Shit!
Shit.
Look at that fucking thing.
Yo, that
Look
fucking
at
straight
that.
up killed you right in your fucking head, dude.
What's this house? This house ain't fucking up.
Look at that.
That is insane.
Yo, coming right to
Yo,
your
that
head.
thing's got bodies.
Look at
on
this,
it.
look at this.
Yo, that's right in your fucking
No,
head.
no, no, hold on. You need to stop more. You need to step over.
Yo, that would've got you right in your fucking neck.
Oh my God, right in his head.
Yo,
If that co-worker hadn't spotted the string, the manager would have taken that step. And based on the speed and angle of that crutch, the rusted knife would have struck him directly in the face or neck. But the most sinister part of this trap isn't just the weapon itself. When this video went viral on Facebook, one viewer pointed out a deeply chilling detail. The broken glass scattered across those bottom steps wasn't just random trash. It was placed there on purpose. It was a psychological distraction, forcing whoever walked in to look down at their feet, so they completely missed the tripwire hovering right in front of them. Whoever rigged this staircase wasn't just trying to keep trespassers away, much like that psychopath from the dog factory. This was the work of someone who fully intended to take a human life. But Ekram and his team didn't leave. They continued to explore the rest of the house carefully. Thankfully, they didn't find any more traps like this. Exploring with Josh is a popular urban exploration YouTube channel that loves to explore abandoned places. About a year before this video was uploaded, Josh, his friend Arnold, and 2 other team members went to explore an abandoned house in Belgium.
The mailbox still has everything in it. Okay. Whoa, my God. I didn't know it was this crazy.
Look at the ashes.
Where? Oh my God, this is really a time capsule. Wow, you're right, 2012, that's when the wife died. So he died shortly after, the other owner.
The man who lived here was named Peter Franson. In 2012, his wife sadly passed away. But Peter loved her so much that he kept her ashes right there in the house with him. Peter suffered from a severe lung disease, which made him so helpless that he couldn't even climb the stairs to his own bedroom. Because of this, he spent his last days confined to a wheelchair on the ground floor. And just 5 months after losing his wife, Peter passed away too.
One thing you need to know, the guy that used to live here, he was a wood maker, and that's why everything you see here is all hand carved.
This is his creations.
It's all his. Over there, even on the roof.
That's smart.
Everything, he built everything in the kitchen. Everything.
Wow, look at how beautiful everything is here and how unique. From his art carvings on the sides, to his fireplace here, his chairs. Like, it's amazing. Look at this. Talented woodworker, he spent so much time just making his own stuff, his own art, and that's what makes this place also super cool. The guy that lived here is awesome.
Not only an extraordinary carpenter, Peter was also a very, very religious kind of man. His entire house was filled with sacred symbols and holy artifacts.
What is this? I don't even know what this is. But again, he's very, very religious. You know, you got their statues, religious statues over there. There he is. And what's interesting is it tells you all about him.
He also made church statues for the churches.
Oh, well, yeah, he was so crafty. Look at the main stairway when my light's not on. That is really relaxing, actually. It's a vibe. Feels like I'm in a church in here.
After exploring the downstairs area, Josh was now making his way upstairs to the rooms where Peter's 2 children used to live.
You know, they had 2 children, and the 2 children had these rooms, and they're no longer here. And it makes you wonder, it's like, where are the children? Do they not want their parents' house? Why don't they sell their parents' house? Do they want it for memories? It just makes you, there's so much that goes into this. Oh wow, this is actually a modern, pretty decently modern bathroom compared to the rest of the house. Look at the calendar, 1994 for some reason. Now, it went abandoned in 2012, so I'm not sure about that. But it could have been the person who last lived here, left the calendar and everything's still up since then for memories. Now look at this setup though, all that. You got old retro toys from their kids in the past. That's cool that the owner kept it all. Oh wow, more little retro toys. What's that? Oh, more. This is more of like kids' toys than that one. Even little. Oh, moving forward, this is the last room, I think. Bunch of different wires for it. Looks like computer parts, VGA cables. Again, he was in the computers clearly. He has his family portraits though. A lot of them. This is Italy, I think. Yeah. That's awesome. I'm happy for him. He lived a good life, I am assuming. He traveled, he was talented, he had a wife, 2 kids, he's seen the world. That's special. It's funny because every time I go to like abandoned houses, I'm always like, is there a bakery or like a nice store near there? I like always fantasize about like having like such a good like house and then knowing I have a bakery that I can keep going to every day. Getting whether it's fresh bread, a drink, a snack, anytime I want. I just always have been like that. I don't know what it is, something about it. Comment down below.
After exploring almost all the areas of Peter's house and seeing his beautiful, hand-carved religious statues, Josh and his team were about to leave, but there was still one place left.
The hobo basement?
The hobo basement.
Let's go check it out. Oh my god, this is gonna break. What is even this for? It's like a small room, okay.
This is crazy. I need to show you this. There's a toilet in there. Why would there be a toilet in there unless you lock somebody up in there?
Actually, I know, right?
Like, what happened there?
Yeah, why is there a toilet just randomly in the basement like this? That's kinda, I don't know. That's a little weird. Look at this bolt.
Oh no, this makes...
Why is that actually thicker than a normal, regular one?
Look how thick that is, the whole...
That's what I'm saying.
The whole wood.
That's kind of weird.
Oh, that's crazy you found that. And this is also weird. What is this one?
Well, it could have been some storage stuff, really, but it's just, that's a weird. Yeah. Who's peeing down there like that? That I don't know. That's for real. That's a little strange.
We need to do some history about it if something happened here.
All right, let's get out of here, bro.
Yeah.
Josh and Arnold quickly stepped out of the basement to tell the other team members about the random toilet and that weird, thick lock. But it turned out, the rest of the team had already checked the basement earlier, and they had something to share that Josh and Arnold completely missed on their first attempt.
I was down there originally, and I pointed to Arnold. I said, hey, there's a huge vault down there for this bathroom toilet thing. That's kind of weird. And what happened? You just went back down there? And what'd you find now that I'm missing?
So what I want to question first. Originally when I went down here, this was lodged under the handle.
Okay, yep, that was blocked.
Here. Now there's a bolt there, and there's a lock there. Bear in mind, there's no windows and there's no way in down there.
Whoa. Wait a minute, I didn't even notice that.
Apart from the window that's been bricked up and barred. And he's hid the window behind a net. I'll let him show you.
No, bro, wait, really quick, we gotta show that. I didn't see that. A bolt there, the lock there, and the other one down there to the door. That's the lock. Oh! Did you do that?
No, he didn't.
Holy No, I swear to God. I have it on camera.
But there's no windows down there. The only window now is this one. Has been fresh bricked it all up, so there's no way of getting out of it. So
That's an old coal chute.
Why would you though brick that all up and then have locks on the door upstairs to nothing? Like, why would you bother locking it? No one could get in down there. So why would you bother locking it? And why would you plumb that toilet in? Because that toilet is a lot later on been added in.
Oh my God, bro, there's not even a doorknob. There's not even a fucking doorknob.
Yeah, this is to lock somebody up.
Yeah, 100%. There's not even a doorknob.
We thought this was you rolled out for someone to lay on. I don't know.
Man, this is... What even is this? Like to pee in or something?
And that.
Drinking water now? I don't know. I don't know, but what about scrapes on the door, like fingerprints or something now? Like, yeah, like now I'm like actually believing like this is actually what happened.
This is what happened.
So guys, my angle almost looks like my hands touched the doorknob where it slammed. So we're gonna jump to his angle now.
And then Josh's hand goes on the door.
There.
Oh shit.
See? His angle showed I got on here now. No.
There's no breeze down here.
No, nothing.
I said, don't shut the door.
And it's not like it's like a suction cup from another room, 2 rooms down. Like, no, we're not in like a setting like that here.
3 heavy locks on the outside, a blocked window, a random toilet, and a thick lock on the inner door. All of this points to the exact thing you are thinking of, and what the team found next confirmed it.
This guy was doing experiments experiments on people, man, I swear.
So they worked in the hospital.
Well, the son did, I think, because the medical book down there shows you how to dismember someone.
What? There's a lot of stuff going on. I mean, obviously the wife here was a nurse now, we're learning, but I just feel like they're doing like, what if they are doing creepy experiments with the locked up thing? You know what I mean?
Medical experiments.
I don't know.
See?
What is that? Book of the Dead over here, just dropping it out. Jeez.
It's like how to dismember hands, and here, look. And the weird thing is, it's in French. Everything here is in Dutch, and this is in French. So, hey, look, that's the syringe we found.
And it is a syringe we found.
The book Arnold is holding is called the Larousse Médicale Illustrée. A quick internet search reveals that it is a French medical encyclopedia. It is essentially a detailed guide that explains the anatomy and inner layers of the human body. Because the book contained layered diagrams of the human body, the team assumed it was a manual about dismemberment, but that wasn't true. Peter's wife was a professional nurse. Finding an anatomy book and a syringe inside a nurse's home is completely normal. Those items simply belong to her. However, this explanation does not solve the biggest problem of this case. What is a room doing inside the basement with a missing doorknob on the inside and 3 heavy locks on the outside?
Alright guys, we are about to end today's video, but really quick, can we just please talk about the sinister basement here? I did thought about this after we were done filming. I was like, what if that was designed to like take his kids and punish them down there? I was thinking towards that at the moment.
I don't know, because think about it, his son was 70 when he passed away.
Okay.
The stuff down there would have been a lot more older. So I think it had something to do with his son.
I think it had something to do with all the medical equipment we found, maybe experiments. We found so much medical stuff, books, everything like that. It's crazy.
Well, that could be like a German Nazi horror movie side. That might be too far-fetched in my opinion.
Yeah?
I think it still has, I don't know, something to do with like chaining people, I don't know, kidnapping someone. It could, that's what I'm leaning towards, but there was the chance that maybe he took his son and punished him down there for a while, like some crazy thing.
Oh yeah, all I want to add is, why do you need 3 locks on the outer door, 1 lock on the inner door downstairs?
But then why you
have no way in down there? You cannot get in the building downstairs.
Yeah, that's true.
So
what about the bars and the bricks?
But everything's weird. Like even the room we're in now is caged on the doors, and there's locks on every door in this house.
Yeah.
It's
No, this was one for the books.
Well,
Even
sorry, Josh. Did you see the paranormal book?
no.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah.
we discovered a book, and when we opened it up, he's been scribbling and writing crazy stuff in it.
Where?
It's over here.
Where's the book?
It's right up there, the big one. But
Yeah,
his-
we need a Dutch speaker.
His handwriting is so bad, bro.
But the thing is, it's like,
Yeah.
from past experience, you don't see scribbles like that in a book if they don't have like a purpose or there's something going on. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
because it sounds like
Oh, I know what this is.
he's being like subconscious now.
Yeah.
Like he's thinking like, oh, he's feeling bad and he's learning and he's writing.
You
Like
know
going
what this is?
mental.
I just feel this whole place gives me the chills, man.
What's it say?
Yeah.
The more knowledge you take to your head, the older you will get. That's literally what it says.
What is this book? What is this book called?
It says to be it and to not be it, basically.
Well,
It's
that's-
about manifesting. That's what the book's about.
When I checked the comments section looking for a logical explanation, people were trying to connect the dots. A lot of theories came out, but there were exactly 4 theories that everyone was talking about. For the first theory, one viewer said,
That basement could be a fallout shelter, considering there was a paper for what to do during a nuclear attack.
honestly, this makes perfect sense, especially because the team actually found documents proving that Peter used to work for the government.
Peter to also go in politics.
So he was in politics as well.
He was in politics, yeah. And he won the federal things of the ROSSEM party.
Plus, there are shelves filled with cooking pots, plates, and tin cans down there, which looks exactly like a survival stash. So him having a nuclear fallout shelter isn't a crazy idea at all. But there is a massive flaw in this logic. Bunkers are designed to protect you from the outside world, which means they are always locked from the inside. So, why did this basement door have 3 heavy padlocks on the outside? You don't put locks on the outside to protect yourself. You put them there to keep someone trapped inside. And that terrifying detail leads us directly to the second theory.
Only thing that I can think of is he locked his children down there in the basement for periods of time. And that kind of explains why the children have not came back and got any of the belongings, especially the mother's ashes.
And again, I just can't relate with this opinion because, think about it logically, why would anyone build a proper functioning toilet and keep shelves full of cooking pots and plates in a dark room just to give their kids a time out? Plus, kids are physically weak. A simple, normal room lock is more than enough to punish a child. You absolutely do not need 3 heavy padlocks and an extra thick deadbolt on the outside. Taking off the inside doorknob isn't for disciplining children. You only use locks like that when you are terrified of whatever is inside breaking out.
It is common for families caring for someone with dementia or Alzheimer's to have to lock them in their bedrooms at night, so they won't get hurt wandering around the house or get lost outside if they wandered out the door or try to cook something in the kitchen and start a fire. It is possible that in years past they were doing this to keep everyone safe.
Honestly, because Peter's wife was a professional nurse, this theory actually makes a lot of sense. Keeping a sick family member safe at night is completely logical. And while this theory makes sense, the fourth and final theory makes perfect sense.
My initial thought was the basement was a bomb shelter, especially considering the windows were bricked in. But that wouldn't explain locks on the outside of the doors. If you were going down there to hide from a bomb, you'd lock it from the inside.
There's not even a fucking doorknob!
So that leads me to 2 plausible scenarios. The doors were too heavy and old and didn't stay closed. The locks were to keep them from opening and making sounds. Or based on the amount of medical and occult books on top of the religious paraphernalia. I can't help but wonder if the former owner was a member of the church based on the church robe and performed exorcisms down there. Also, the fact that there were numerous floppy disks, audio recordings, and projector slides. It very well could be related to exorcisms, as the Catholic Church requires each exorcism to be recorded for their historical archives. Would also make sense why the children wouldn't want anything to do with the house. Imagine while you were growing up, your parents did weird shit in the basement with scary people all the time.
It is the only explanation that connects every single dot, every strange item in the house, and those 3 heavy locks. And personally, I support this opinion. The religious statues, the audio tapes, and that sinister occult book. It all points straight to a case of possession. What if the person locked down there was someone from their own family? When every standard medical treatment failed, they had no choice but to turn to dark, occult methods. If you believe in possession, you know the terrifying physical strength a possessed person can have. That perfectly explains why they needed 3 heavy metal padlocks and an extra thick deadbolt to keep them trapped. They didn't want to torture them. That is exactly why they built a proper toilet and kept shelves full of cooking pots and plates to feed them down there. They were too terrified to let them roam free, but they still had to keep them alive. And maybe that is the real reason the kids never returned for the house or their mother's ashes. But again, these are just my thoughts and some theories from the comment section. If you have a better explanation for what happened in that house, comment down below. Also, if you are new to Fien Tapes and you are still watching, then you should definitely check out my previous video on the 5 most disturbing water incidents. Case number 2 in that video is extremely disturbing, and you'll see exactly why almost the entire comment section is furious at the boat captain. Click the video on your screen right now, and I'll see you there.